Alright guys, so this is just a quick video to show one of the viewers. He actually requested, well not requested, he asked me if I could make these chassis so that I could sell them. As some of you guys already know, I made this one out of copper, and that's how I got away with being able to use a really fine pipe, I guess tube or whatever, so that you can see all the details on it. And it was a pain to try to get this thing to work, but I finally got it to actually do the job. This is, I guess my take on what you will call Showtime. This is Tim Cameron's rock bouncer, old rock bouncer he used to have. Very famous. You could look it up on YouTube. He's got like a quadrillion videos on it, and it's amazing. But anyways, obviously I had to make a bunch of changes to make this chassis actually work with the microcrawler, drivetrain, and servos and all that stuff, because that's not in the actual vehicle. So I had to eliminate some of the tubes that go on the bottom, and play with the way that the whole chassis worked with the links and stuff, and finally was able to get it to work. But anyways, I decided since I'm not gonna be building these to sell them, because honestly it takes forever to be able to get these perfect curves and everything. I mean, you gotta give it to the guy. He builds some amazing tube chassis, but it's just really time consuming, and honestly I don't have the time to be able to make these for you guys. I'm sorry, but I am able to design them and put them in a inventor and actually get them 3D printed. So I went ahead and did that. I made the model of it, and I used 3mm tubes on this because I wanted to make it like super duper strong, so you guys wouldn't have something that's gonna break on you. It's same thing. Obviously it's just not gonna look as thin of a tube as this one, but if you really pay attention to the videos, this is actually closer to what the actual tube thickness is on the actual vehicle. So this is closer to what the actual thing is, and it's also going to give you a lot stronger chassis, so you can play with it, because this is really not a chassis designed for rock crawling. This is more for rock racing or rock bouncing, whatever you call it, and you're designed to go fast with these things. Something that I'm having an issue with this one is, now that I'm trying to do it in sand tires take a lot more power out of it, so this motor doesn't work for that. I'm going to be using probably this one, the cordless motor, just a lot bigger, and I'll be using this one for this chassis to make it run in sand. I might play and with transmission, make another case, because I want to run the motor inside the engine bay, and for that I'm gonna have to change the mounting points maybe a tad bit. You know what, I might be able to get away with this one, but I kind of want to run the motor in there and then all the electronics in the back. But that's just me with this one. This is one of those Epson cordless motors that I told you guys about. Anyways, that's that. These right here, I designed them with 3 mounting holes. Those 3 mounting holes are gonna allow you to put your Losi transmission in there, and you'll be able to use it a little bit forward, a little bit back, and that'll help you play with center of gravity of the vehicle, so that you can get it to run up the hills however you want to, and get more out of it. Also, I was able to put a whole bunch of mounting points for your upper links. Those are the ones for the back. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different mounting points for the rear upper links, and then you have 1, 2, 3 different mounting points for the front upper links. And again, that's going to allow you to play with your articulation. Don't expect ridiculous articulation out of this. Again, I designed this to be as close to the real thing as possible, and in doing so you have to kind of give up a little bit of that articulation, because it's just not realistic. These guys really don't have the kind of ridiculous articulation that we get with our micro crawlers in the real world. So pretty much this is a purpose-built chassis. It's like I said, designed for rock balancing and rock racing. So you can see on the video, there's a lot of roughness to these tubes here. I have to use the heat gun to take that away, or just use a razor to cut it. You will not get that with the actual chassis that you get from Shapeways. They use a different kind of printing where you're actually gonna get perfect lines on these pipes or these tubes. So yes, they make better prints than I do. That's why I use them to make the products. Well, anyways, went ahead and posted this on my Shapeways account for any of you guys that are interested. It's going for $40 right now. I really try to make it as cheap as possible, but like I said before, Shapeways, they charge for the amount of material, the complexity, and all the craziness that goes into building these. I just, making these tubes 3mm, I guess I used a little bit too much material to make them, so $40 is the cheapest that I could sell them for. And I mean, if you really want it a little bit cheaper, and I'm talking about maybe $2 or $3, because that's how much it's gonna go down, I can make the tubes 2.5mm, or maybe even as thin as 2mm. But I'll be honest with you guys, if you're gonna abuse this, I will go with a 3mm one. I mean, saving max $5 is not gonna be worth it. You want something that's gonna last and it's not gonna break after you abuse it. I mean, you guys have seen how I abuse these guys. I beat the bejesus out of them, but this is copper. You're not gonna get something this thin. I don't care how you 3D print it. Something this thin is not gonna be as strong as what this copper is. So that's why I went with 3mm tubes on this. But like I said, if anybody wants it on 2.5 or 2mm, just let me know, and I'll change the design. I'll post it up there for you guys. But just know, again, if you're gonna save $5, you're giving up a lot of structural rigidity, and that's really not the best idea when you're gonna be doing something like this. In any case, this is a better version of this is on my Shapeways accounts, and it's under Gamyrc. And like I said, you're gonna be able to use Sumo transmissions on the one, because I posted it separately. I posted the one with the Sumo mounting, because as you could tell, this is the one for the Losi, so there's a lot of space in between here, so the Sumo won't work on this one. This one's for the Losi transmission, but there's another one that I made that will accept the Sumo transmission. Biggest thing, like you guys saw me putting the motor inside the front. With this design, because I made it as clean as possible, you will not be able to put that Sumo transmission in the front, because it sits higher than what it will go in there. So don't expect to be able to do that like I'm gonna do with this one. This one has a lot thinner tubes, and that's why I'm able to get away with it, maybe. And also because I have this piece right here that drops down, which obviously I didn't want to put on this design, because you don't want anything to get caught on the bottom. You want this to be as smooth as possible, to be able to run through sand, dirt, whatever, rocks, or whatever it is. This one right here is not going to be as efficient as this one, because it's got those two anchors in the bottom, which I'm not very proud of, and I might go ahead and change that around. But anyways, that was the first design. Don't hate me for that. Anyways, this, like I said, it's gonna be on Shapeways. It is on Shapeways. It's got all the design features of this one. Everything as close as the original as possible, and 3mm, super duper strong. Nope, not gonna break that. And I don't know, if you guys like it, go ahead and get it. There's gonna be a whole bunch of different materials you can print it on. There's a whole bunch of different colors. I would suggest, if you want to go with the original look, go for the red. They have the red color in there, and just kind of paint the little engine bay part, which is black. Also, for you guys to know this chassis, I made the engine bay, the hood that you can open it. That's not gonna be on the 3D printed one, because obviously that takes a lot more to be able to do that in there. I may eventually in the future, if enough people want it, which I mean, I could technically build it into the design and have them print it out, but know that because it's going to be another piece, they're going to want to charge more money and blah blah blah. So honestly, just, you don't really need this to open. You can just put the stuff in through the hole and be done with it. Anyways, just if you want to go with the original look, just go ahead and paint this piece. I mean, these tubes right here black, and there you go. You'll have your Showtime for your micros. I will be making one of these hopefully tonight to fit the Basher Rockstar, and that one's going to give you a lot of room in there to be able to put batteries, electronics, digs, whatever you want to do. And I think that one's going to be really good, because obviously you're not fitting all of this in there. And but I just want to make sure that it works. You know, I want to try it with the axles, and I want to make sure that it looks good, because I have a feeling that those axles might have the servo sitting a little bit higher. I gotta check it out, and that might be a problem because it's gonna be sitting a little bit higher, and it's not gonna look as close to the original thing as possible. I'm very picky with that. I kind of wanted it to look original. Anyways, sorry, I'm dragging on now. So check it out. Go to Gamyrc at Shapeways if you want it. It's $40 right now. As everything that I put up there, I will continue to try to make the price go down by eliminating material, which is the only thing I can do on specific areas. This one, for example, I may make these a little bit thinner. You know, the ones that don't need to be as thick, that are more for decoration, I may make it a little bit thinner if it still looks good. If it doesn't look good, I'll just keep it at one size tubing everywhere and just leave it at that. But if I could bring it down to where maybe I could cut, you know, $5 off the price, I will do that so you guys can get it for 35. But I can't make any promises because, like I said, you know, it has to be strong and it has to be look good. I'm not posting something that doesn't look good in there, and you know, have you guys have something that's not, you know, 100% cool. Anyways, oh, see, you can see the mounts there. That's the mounting holes for the links in the back. A whole bunch of them. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I don't know, have a good day and check them out. Thanks. Bye.